Hello, my friends, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today, we are going to cover an interesting bit of news. Now, I'm going to be upfront about the way I normally do this. I do not pre-read most of the articles. I try not to because in the event I do, I have a tendency to lose some of my initial fire that I would have in regards to reactions. I have a tendency to get very mad in a moment, and then it fades very fast. I have a tendency to feel guilty when I get mad. Thus, if I'm going to give you the most authentic reaction I can have, I can't spend too much time pre-reading. That said, I'm really interested to find out where this article goes, because I think it could go somewhere really interesting. The article today is from The Gamer. It's called DragonAge Fans Cannot Afford to Divide Over Davrin. Now, I have no interest in buying DragonAge the Veilguard at this stage. They've basically said everything they possibly could that tells me it's not the type of game that I'm going to be interested in playing. That said, I'm still obsessed, I guess, with the news that comes out about it. And more importantly, I'm very interested to see what happens in regards to the various steps they take throughout the process of releasing this game. So let's see what this is about. Here you have a quick rundown. Davrin's actor in DragonAge the Veilguard follows controversial accounts like Andrew Tate and libs of TikTok. Fans have rallied to defend a character, separating him from the actor's potential beliefs. This is not a reaction that fosters a caring and inclusive community. Fictional characters mean a lot to us. We can see ourselves in them, find ourselves in them. I mean, you can see yourselves in them, and yeah, you might learn something new about yourself, but, well, here we go. We feel each crack when their hearts break, and we share in their joy when they are victorious. People get posters, t-shirts, and tattoos of fictional characters. They even name their children after them. Forging a deep connection with characters in fiction is a sign that art resonates with us and proves humans are empathetic, caring creatures. However, it is possible to take it too far. Fandoms can become parasocial. Fandoms become parasocial all the time. Oh my God. Seeing characters as core parts of their identity, viewing criticism of any character as direct criticisms of them. And the misguided notion that the character should always be protected from harm and should never do anything that might reflect badly on them and by extension on you. Characters cease to be storytelling tools and become friends. It all gets a bit messy and sometimes blinds you to things you should care about. Enter Davrin from DragonAge. DragonAge's Davrin's actor has been criticized for Twitter accounts he follows. Now let's keep in mind, there are many people who have literally been fired from jobs based on Twitter accounts they follow. So this is going to be really interesting. As the DragonAge the Veilguard cast was revealed, it became apparent that Davrin's actor, Ike Amadi, had some troubling Twitter activity. Though his personal presence is mostly restricted to promotional adverts for various video games and TV shows he's in, Amadi includes some concerning names among the 331 people he follows. Andrew Tate, libs of TikTok, Mark Kern, aka Grums, being the most worrying. Now, this is as far as I got before I decided we were going to cover this article. And before we go any further, I actually want to go through the list of people he follows. So here we have, I wonder if I'm saying his name wrong. It says Ike with a little sound thing over the E. I don't know if that changes the pronunciation. Either way. Now let me see who he follows. He's got some people I don't know. Guy who likes to shoot birds. Actor and director. Blacklight. That seems totally normal. Blacklight. Count Dankula. Ooh. Grums. Mike Benz. I don't know who that is. He follows Dom Luker. Oh, wow. Peter A. McCullough. Oh, isn't that doc? Well, hold on. Theo Vaughn. I don't think Theo Vaughn matters. Robert F. Kennedy. Libs of TikTok. I'm going to guess anyone that he follows that I follow as well is likely going to be a problem for them. Let's see here. Keep going. Eric Weinstein. He goes back. Sargon of Akkad. He follows Razor Fist. Oh my gosh. He follows The Federalist. And Elon Musk. Is that? Wow. Yeah. I can see why they're having a conniption. All right. Let's keep going. As I already pointed out in the article I just linked to, he has never said anything or even platformed anything even mildly controversial. His online persona is mainly a string of adverts. But to follow so many accounts that run counter to the views of the vast majority of Dragon Age fans, bull fucking shit right there, as well as the values of the series itself has espoused since its inception, will put fans on edge. Or at least that's what you'd think. No, not if they're rational. Because like you said, he hasn't said anything. He hasn't done anything. He just follows some people. Okay. Many fans seem to be scrambling into damage control, which should be the reaction of BioWare, who thus far have not addressed fans' concerns on the issues. Which, to be fair, I haven't seen much of anything about it. The messaging from fans seems to be, however you feel about Amadi, you should not take it out on Davrin himself. But why does that matter? Well, for one, because one's not an actual human, so I would imagine it'd be more important not to make the actual human suffer as opposed to pretending a character in a game has some... Anyway. Dragon Age fans' first responsibility should be the community. I don't want him to be ignored. It's not fair on the character. Respectfully, who cares? This is a single-player game. If any player out there wants to recruit a character voiced by an Andrew Tate fan, that's their choice. Did I see Andrew Tate? Let's go back again, because I don't remember seeing Andrew Tate. Let's see here. Black Lives Matter, Grums, Mike, Warren Smith, Peter McCullough, Theo Vaughn, Heather McDonald, Steve Baker, Corey D. Oh, that's another one that's going to be a problem for them. Okay. I just scrolled past him the first time. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Oh, climate reality. Oh God. Okay. If any player out there wants to not recruit a character voiced by an Andrew Tate fan, that's their choice. Why does it suddenly, all of a sudden, it's a single player game? Well, none of us have ever met Davrin. There's no nostalgic memories to protect here. It was a little different when Dear Cullenites dropped, and Greg Ellis's personal politics soured that character for many. Cullen was already a major character by then, a core part of Inquisition, and for many people, their canon romance. I actually really liked him, so if Greg Ellis is... Anyway, it's natural to want to shield the memories of Cullen from being tarred by Ellis if Cullen means something to you. It's also natural for other players to want to snip the man who says woman fest while criticizing Black Lives Matter and Me Too out of their playthroughs. They do realize he follows Black Lives Matter as well, right? Oh, wait, they don't care about that. They just care that he follows people they don't like. Oh my God. Separating the art from the artist has become a bit of a get out of jail free card recently. A pass to engage in art by problematic people without interrogating the consequences because your personal enjoyment trumps all. We saw that with Hogwarts Legacy and, noted supporter of Greg Ellis, J.K. Rowling's. With Davrin, it's a little different, as Amadi will have little to no impact on the script, and thus his views aren't likely to be represented in the game just because his voice is. But to peddle that line feels a little too convenient. Oh my God, the man hasn't even said anything! He said nothing. He hit follow on some names. And you would think he's out here wearing a Trump hat or something. Wow. Another point to think about when they are talking about, separating the voice or separating the character and all this stuff about identifying with the character. Identifying with these characters so strongly is part of what they are constantly actually pushing at people when you listen to them talk about how, well, this little girl can't see herself in Ariel, or that little boy can't see himself in Spider-Man without him being Miles Morales, or whatever in the world is going on. They constantly want people to identify with the character, to really see themselves in the character. So now when these people have been conditioned to see themselves in a character they haven't played, they haven't interacted with. On this point, I agree with them. The fact that they haven't played with, interacted, but are still so invested in the character without any of that, it's a little weird. But this is what they've been telling people they need to do. This is basically what they're saying. Davrin is a black male elf. So you are going to have those people out there who have, at this point, from a young age, been conditioned to see black male elf. Oh, that's supposed to be me. Thus, if you criticize him in the game, you are not criticizing a black male elf. You are not criticizing the voice actor. you are criticizing everybody who identifies with them. They are literally falling victim to their own trap. The fact that they've pushed people into this, and now people are reacting in the way they have trained them to, they're upset about it. They're upset that the people are actually identifying with the character, saying, hey, we don't want this character to be treated poorly, because then you might as well be treating me poorly, because you keep saying that when the character looks like me, it means it's me on the screen. Thus, anything you do to that character, you're doing to me. And they're coming up surprised about it. It makes no sense. Well, at least not to a rational person. But to the people who are invested in being part of a community for a single player game, or part of a fandom for a single player game, it makes a lot of sense. For the fact that these people have weaponized the idea of being part of a group so much that they have completely erased the idea of individualism. Thus, anything you do to anybody, or any creation that is supposed to represent a group means you are doing it to the entire group. This type of shit always comes back around to bite you in the ass. Always. It doesn't matter what side of the coin you stand on. If you decide that you're going to collectivize something to that point, it's going to cause you a problem. Every damn time. Every goddamn time it will cause you a problem. And the fact that they don't see it, that they just suddenly want people to be like, well, you know, you can't do that this time because this guy does these things we don't like. When if the shoe was on the other foot, if it was people on the right saying, hey, this guy follows all these accounts on the left, we don't want to do this, they would be throwing an utter shit fit. Weaponizing and acting only on identity is one of the worst things you can do, not just for a product, but for people in general. Because eventually you get to this point. You get to this point where they actually buy your programming, and then the programming doesn't quite work across everything you wanted it to work on. And you have to come up with some song and dance excuse about, well, this time it's different. It's not. It's not any different than it was any other time before. And you need to stop pulling this bullshit. If you just don't care about Amadi's potential views, or even support them, just come out and say that. At least it would be honest. But if you disagree with them, your hopes that DragonAge the Veilguard is good, your annoyance that you feel journalists are being too mean to it, or your strange belief that you can only enjoy the game if everyone else loves it, and it sells bajillions copies, should not come first. Too many people are content to wave these concerns away and put Davrin, the fictional character none of us have ever interacted with or even heard speak in the game, above them all. To prioritize people treating Davrin as a character fairly, rather than underlining that libs and TikTok and their ilk have no place in the DragonAge community, is to let down your fellow fans. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to laugh. Those wanting to shield Davrin from blowback seem to want to keep the community united, but their refusal to acknowledge how impactful these sorts of things can be on many members of the community, they are more likely to tear it apart. So because people are willing to like a character and not and not just, I don't even know what these people want. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Okay. A simple question. What matters more to the DragonAge community? That we all feel the same way about a character we haven't met yet? Or that marginalized fans feel welcome in our midst? Neither. It's a single player game. Who the fuck cares? Okay. Whew. This is, okay, that's the whole thing. Oh my God, there's comments. There's comments on the article. Should I go read let's go look at the comments. Marginalized person who is new to DragonAge here. I feel welcome in your midst. Accounts a person follows don't define what they're like as an individual. In my opinion, it doesn't mean that following any of those accounts shows that an actor wouldn't make a marginalized person like me feel welcome either. Heck, the voice actor himself is from a marginalized group too. Plus, what the writer of this article finds problematic may not be problematic to another person. It's all subjective. In my view, painting an actor as a bad guy for who they choose to follow, what their personal brand of politics is, or their personal views, because none of those are correct ones, is tantamount to denying that they have a right to hold said personal views and support whatever politics they wish. We can disagree and hate their views and politics just as they can do so with ours. all without attacking or ostracizing someone personally. This person is a rational, intelligent being. It's scary. They exist. And I'm really disappointed that this doesn't quite fit on the screen because I forgot to switch the thing. I'm not going back and rereading any of that. You don't have to like someone to enjoy their performance. Likewise, you can agree with someone politically and still not like it. Very good. You mentioned the views of the vast majority of DragonAge fans as well as the values of the series itself, but you don't think that's a tad presumptuous? I'm just as much of a fan of the series as any other person weighing in on this, and I can say that there was nothing in DragonAge Origins, the masterpiece that started my love for the series, which went against, for example, the views espoused by J.K. Rowling or Ellis, nor my own views for that matter. So long as the series doesn't radically change its messaging, what any voice actor may believe or may be open to entertaining, many people follow accounts they don't quite agree with but consider important to check out is completely irrelevant. If me and other fans who genuinely don't see an issue have to constantly ignore our own wishes for the sake of making some other faction of the fandom content, then that's just creating a hostile and marginalizing space against us. This doesn't solve anything. The only possible thing to do here is to separate the art from the artist. I'm loving these comments, guys. Ooh, this has to be painful for people. Either criticize the actor and boycott the game, therefore making the people who are opposed to the game happy, or throw their morals out the window and support the game just to own the chuds. The moral choice is more power than any choice in DragonAge since Origins. Wow. The fact that this doesn't have more comments is astounding to me, but I love every single one of these comments. These people are amazing. These are the people I want to be associated with. I don't care if I disagree with them. They can actually have a conversation. The irony of talking down here about having to wanting to ignore a character based on the voice actor blows my mind. I mean, it is so insane. They want to talk about caring and inclusivity, but in their talk of caring and inclusivity, they're saying we literally need to exclude this person who hasn't said anything for them to judge on. He has done nothing wrong. We don't know what he thinks. We don't know why he follows those people. It doesn't matter, though, because as long as he does his job, which is to voice the character, who cares? And as I said, it's not like he's writing the script. He's a voice actor. He's just doing his job. He's voice acting. It's like saying you can't have a hamburger at McDonald's if somebody follows libs at TikTok and makes your hamburger. This is the insanity of the world we live in. They have gone to the point of attempting to cancel a black man based on who he follows, even though he doesn't espouse anything directly, because he is professional in his online presence, but happens to follow accounts they don't like. Let's do ourselves a favor and we will look at his Twitter. He's talking the stories one day at a time. We can even take out his Instagram if we want to. Here he's talking about Helldivers. Here he's talking about Spider-Man 2. Oh, I wonder if he has got a part in Spider-Man 2. You know what? We are going to... All right. Let's see what he's done. He's got a very long career. Very nice. Very nice. So he started with World of Warcraft. All right. He's done Wolfenstein, Call of Duty, Halo 5, Star Wars Uprising, Knights of the Old Republic, or Star Wars The Old Republic, Knights of the Fallen Empire, StarCraft 2. He was a narrator in Roots. Very nice. Did a voice of Horizon Zero Dawn. There's additional voices. So this man's been working hard. Spyro Reignited Trilogy, Wizards, Superman, Man of Tomorrow, sorry. Troll Hunters, World of Warcraft's The Shadowlands. He did additional voices. The Seer in Apex Legends. Did the voice of the Conductor in Curious George. He was the Martian Manhunter in Green Lantern Beware My Power. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Zosar Zeus Kalu. Okay. He did a voice in The Legend of Vox Machina, The Earthbreaker Grun, Elder Scrolls Online, Necrom. He was the voice of Aaron Davis in Spider-Man 2. He was the Democracy Officer in Helldivers 2. Homeworld 3, and Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3, again, Martian Manhunter. Okay, so that explains Spider-Man 2. He did a voice. Apparently something happened to this post that he retweeted. Here's an interesting post about Chris Rock. Here's something about What If, Doctor Strange, History will remember this, Battlefield. Discover the events that, oh, okay. Apex Legends, Guild Wars 2, Apex Legends, a post about when he did Martian Manhunter. Yeah, literally all this is the stuff he's worked on. Absolutely nothing even the least bit kind of suspicious or wrong. Nothing that you could hold against the man. Other than if you click on who he's following. You see he follows Black Lives Matter. And then I guess people that they don't, I mean, for all they know, he's staying up on the news going on around him. Sorry. I like to keep it narrow so you guys don't get distracted by everything else. Plus, you know, you don't need to know how many notifications I have. I mean, it's just insane. It really is. Okay, so I didn't know about this. Apparently, the Dear Cullenites thing they're referencing is from a few years back where the voice actor Greg Ellis did a video criticizing cancel culture, the woke mind virus, defended J.K. Rowling's, criticized Black Lives Matter and Me Too, remixed the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech and quotes from Ronald Reagan in character as Cullen. Now, on one hand, that's kind of amazing. On the other hand, I think it's wrong to drag in a character you play into that kind of thing, especially since technically you don't own the rights to that character, even if you are doing the voice. However, I really like this guy. Someone get him on a game. Get him to do something. Apparently, the only thing he's had since then was Hogwarts Legacy. And they were upset that he was a known supporter of Donald Trump and Jordan Peterson. And so now they're upset about the Twitter accounts that Amadi follows, which is so ridiculous. And they're saying it feels like Greg Ellis all over then again, just because the guy follows people. The absolute insanity of it all, guys. I don't know what to think. Still, I don't know if I like the guy or not. I don't know anything about him. And honestly, other than having played Horizon Zero Dawn, I don't know if I've interacted with any of his work, and I won't be interacting with this, no matter how cool this guy might seem, because I don't know. Well, even if I did know, I don't like what they're doing with the game, so that's beside the point. It's crazy. They're literally saying DragonAge fans cannot afford to divide over Davrin. What are you dividing? How can DragonAge fans not afford to divide? How can you say that when literally one of your first things that you say about this is, respectfully, who cares? This is a single player game about people who don't want the character to be ignored because it's not fair to the character. What? It's a single player game. It doesn't matter if the community's divided, if the community's together. There is no community. You are playing the game alone. Yeah, you might have friends who also play the game, but you know what? They can play the game however they want to. We're right back to that conversation about save scumming. I don't care if you save scum. It's your goddamn game. Leave me alone. If I want to play specifically only with the characters who happen to follow people like Count Dankula and Grums, let me. If I want to be just me and that guy, when I play through the game, all the way through the game, I can. I should be able to. That should be an option for me, and nobody else should care. Likewise, if somebody wants to leave him out of the party for that same reason. But in the end, why does it matter? Separating the character from the artist is a thing. Oh God, it's crazy, guys. I can't believe it. I genuinely can't. But you know what? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you find this as absolutely insane as I do? Or do you think that the characters should be ignored? Do you think they should go back in the game and erase the character because he follows a few controversial accounts? Oh my God. I bet there are people out there thinking that right now. I just bet. I would put money on it if I had the money. Anyway, let me know down in the comments. I absolutely have to hear what you guys are saying about this. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. If you really liked it, you can feel free to share it around, and I will catch you later.